the drawing room of the Gotch family manor as a 29-year-old Maxwell Gotch, along with the rest of his 6 brothers and his father, behold Ouroboros Codswallop, your family's personal accountant.
The Gotch family is ruined. Utterly ruined. Utterly devastated. Financial. Well, let me speak more surgically. Yes, a fiduciary apocalypse has occurred. I know you're not a doctor, but do you need some kind of bedside manner or something?
Sandy red ravines and a tumbleweed tumbling past another tumbleweed, chasing a smaller tumbleweed. As they move through the rocky canyons and up on a fairy chimney, I'd love, Allie, for you to go ahead and describe Olethra McLeod.
Yes. Olethra McLeod is a 20-year-old girl. She's very, like, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, corn-fed. She's extremely into the adventuring legacy of her family, but in this way where when you have, like, a wild grandma, you have a really, like, straight-laced dad. Like, it, like, skips a generation. So it's like my grandma was totally crazy, but my parents are all about safety, all about security, and I am just like desperate for more little tidbits. And I cannot believe that I got to live that life, but I was just a baby, so I don't have any of the memories.
You are up at the top of a little ramshackle shed on top of a fairy chimney, which is one of those stone stacks. Your farm is in the lee of this massive like ravine wall. It's too dusty and dry up top, but here in the gulch, there's like a little stream and water, and you can kind of grow things down here. There's like a weird little weather vane. It's very rusty folk science out here, way out in the desert. Walking through, a man with an enormous beard, saucepan helmet, like one strap of an overall comes out. This is your father, Hutch McLeod. Olethra! You let the guinea fowl out of the hutch, or you feeding me?
Shit. I was like whittling little pieces for this kind of like hut that I like to hang out in, and I get out. I live in this big mech suit. I have kind of almost like a tree house in this like old mech, and I come out and I'm like, sorry, Dad, sorry.
You fiddling with that old hunk of junk up there?
Yes, yeah, it's nothing though. I'll gather all the guinea fowl, and I grab a big lasso.
Yes. All right, that thing stinks more than a prospect of britches. I don't want you messing with that. Go ahead and get these guinea fowls.
Got a 12, and I'll take an average roll.
Okay.
So they beat you.
Okay.
You see one of them raises a club over his head to knock you unconscious.
Can I use a luck point?
To re-roll?
Yeah.
I'll say they beat you, but they actually don't go first.
Oh.
Zach goes first.
Ooh.
La la.
I guess walking up about 60 feet away, see a old man with a cowboy hat on, little sunglasses on his nose, sort of like a Japanese style, like overcoat, and like dusty pants and cowboy boots, walking from far away.
And chic.
And I just try to interrupt and just yell, excuse me, fellas, looking for a place for an old man to just sort of dribble out a little piss if there's a spot around here.
Why don't you piss up your ass, you old dog? Get lost, Pappy.
You're toast.
At the very top, as lightning rakes across the sky, touching massive coils, the imposing silhouette of a toy shop. Emily, could you please describe the scene that we behold at the top of this craggy town?
Okay, so what you see is Maria's toys and trinkets and other drivel to distract you from life's tragedies, a toy store. And then maybe in small print, it's like, by the way, before you enter, we are legally obligated to make sure you've had a tetanus shot. And then also there's like a 24-hour sign, like in neon, because I'm open 24 hours a day.
toy store.
Who's looking for toys then?
And
Kids.
whenever you enter, instead of like a pleasant ding, I think there's like a harsh siren.
Yeah, you push. So you guys are soaked, pushing up through this long winding route, driving rain. You open it. Everything in the store is underlit. So it's all just underlit, shadows looming everywhere.
Welcome to Maria's Toys and Trinkets. We've got slinkies. We've got hoop and stick. We've got Jack in the Coffin.
Jack in the Coffin?
Yeah, he pop out, he scares.
You look in the corner and you see there is an old woman with a broom who appears to be tending the shop as well as an employee of Maria's, who quickly goes, you will die.
Yeah, kids love a memento mori. They really do.
I'm sorry, is this Captain Junker?
Oh yeah, I will say, actually, compared to the earlier scene, compared to what you saw, I am now, 19 years later, a haunted woman. I am gaunt with starvation, not of the body, but of the soul. I am wearing like huge tinker's goggles that magnify my bloodshot eyes. I'm still wearing like the silk shirt with the tactical corset, but it is befouled by grease, wrinkles, even some scratches.
Are you sure this is this?
And I've also got perched on my shoulder like a pirate's parrot, a rat with clockwork wings.
I'm gonna be honest. She ain't right now.
Is the rat new?
How may I delight you with my toy?
Up here on the top side, sun-facing, wind-swept of the clouds. Siobhan, would you please describe the Rusty Nut for us?
Absolutely. The Rusty Nut is an old sailing ship that has been brought up here to the uplands. On the outside, it still looks gorgeous and weathered. On the inside, it is painted a beautiful, gorgeous millennial gray. Everything is a different shade of gray. The most expensive laminate that you can find on the floor. Every light bulb you see is an Edison light bulb that is hanging right at forehead height.
Can I get some truffle fries and some blistered Shishitos?
You never asked.
And who do we see tending to the establishment?
Van Chapman is standing behind the bar, her face grizzled in the way that only a white woman who has never heard of sunscreen and has only worked outside can get. In the intervening years since we last saw her, Van has lost her left arm and it's been replaced with a very cool steampunk brass and copper prosthesis, which just spits steam out every time she moves it. She's wearing a green wool suit, a bowler hat, and she's wearing a very, very, very clean, crisp apron tied in the front. Welcome, Fred. Oh, what? No. What? As I live and breathe. A family reunion?
I never thought I'd see you in an apron.
You look skinny.
I'm hollow with want. If we're gonna speak poetically.
We see Montgomery LaMontgomery. Luke, could you please describe your character for us?
Of course. Same physical build as when we saw him earlier. Big, broad shoulders, big chest, a little bit more of a gut than he had in his younger years. His mustache has now grown to connect to his sideburns to complete the arc. His hair has gone completely gray. He now rocks a little bit of the George Jefferson kind of like halo of hair around a bald spot in the center, wearing a three-piece tuxedo with a giant dire boar tusk just hanging in the center of his chest, like a necklace.
You are surrounded by Senator Akabane, Senator DeMarco, and the Lady Greypace. You see the lady, as you're all sort of holding champagne, looks at you and says, "Oh my God, a creature that dangerous. The legend said it was a man-eater. Was it pursuing you? What did you think to do in that moment? Were you even expecting to find it that close to camp?"
These are all good questions. Questions worth asking. But it's these kinds of questions that create assumptions about the great creatures that walk this land with us. The boar bore me no ill will. He sought only food and water for his family. And after some time, I treated with the boar, met that family, walked with them under many suns and many moons. It was a beautiful time, one I remember fondly. He gave me this tusk as it molted, and he grew another. A gift to remember our time together, and I gave him one of mine. It did not grow back.
My God, man, you gave your tooth to a wild boar.
You would have done the same should you have known the life they live, understood them the way that I did. It was my honor to pull my tooth and give it to that boar, and I know he holds on to it to this day.
You see that Senator Akabane turns to Senator DeMarco.
I am withdrawing my vote for the widow's birth legislation. That forest will be maintained. It will be maintained. And I will move there, and I will shed my clothes and become one with the boars. I will live my life as a boar.
Senator.
I am a piggy.
That's all right. That's all right. You are. You are. We all
I don't want to hurt the boar.
Good. That's right. That's right. The boar is worth protecting, as are you. So please take clothes with you.